Good afternoon. My name is Justyna Nicinska. I am based in the U.S. at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and I am speaking to you today in my role on the GEO Resource Mobilization team. In addition to myself, the GEO Resource Mobilization team includes Stephen Ramage, GEO's External Relations Director, and Tia Mills, GEO's Communications Officer. The goal of this presentation is to provide you with an overview of the GEO Resource Mobilization strategy. As was mentioned in the introduction, GEO as an intergovernmental partnership supports a wide array of critical efforts and observations with profound societal impacts. As such, having sustainable funding for these efforts is crucial to long-term success. With this goal of sustainable long-term funding in mind, the GEO Secretariat has intensified its resource mobilization efforts since 2017, with additional focus of the Program Board and Executive Committee on this topic. The GEO Resource Mobilization team was formed in 2018, and a pilot study was launched that involved GeoGlows, GeoPlanet, and GeoGlam, among others, laying groundwork and lessons learned for 2020, which resulted in a revamped strategy. Our goals for the strategy and what we want to achieve is to raise funds to scale up GEO work program activities, to create impact from the GEO work program, and to help GEO members to benefit from increased funding for projects involving them. As part of our ongoing activities, we are looking at various funding sources. Traditionally, for the GEO Trust Fund, this has included member states, but we are also looking at international development agencies, multilateral funding institutions, such as the World Bank, you'll be hearing from later on today, philanthropies, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Paul Allen Foundation, and the private sector. In addition to Amazon and Google, this has recently added Esri and Synergize in response to an open call, and you may also be familiar with Microsoft's support to GeoFund. In this effort, we are looking for creative solutions and assessing different levels of needs. Innovative funding sources are our main focus of this effort. We are also targeting higher level funding requests that can scale up projects rather than incremental support. This is especially true for the more developed activities. We are happy to be working with the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies in Geneva on a master's project focused on evaluating and identifying sustainable funding models for Earth observations. This effort is led by two graduate students, Mi-Jian Kim and Simran Simha. The focus is on innovative options, really looking at new approaches that have not been previously explored at GEO and expanding our tools for mobilizing resources. At this point, the project kicked off in April. It will conclude in December, and the students are currently identifying existing and possible funding models and will be doing some deep dive case studies into GEO-specific applications. More results are to be shared at a later date on this project. Lessons learned from pilot efforts include that it is key to target your messaging, identify funding needs, and link with potential sources. The GEO Resource Mobilization team can help you with that. It is critical to be clear and concise about the impact your project brings. Make sure to ask, who does it support? What can it deliver, and what is the value added? How will the end user benefit? Example, do you provide ecosystem services or life safe through disaster prevention? You need to connect with your audience. Storytelling is also very important. As they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. Make sure to collect photos and personal messages from your communities, including testimonials to be used in your communications. To provide additional tips on message framing, there are key messages that most donors will be looking for, including how your proposed effort fits with their own organizational goals and their priorities for support. Be clear about what it is that your activity will deliver, and be sure to link your project and the support provided with deliverables that support given societal benefits. Make sure to ask, how will this tool help to support impacted communities or regions? Focus on what it will do rather than how it will do it. Remember that your audience may not be a technical expert, but will be focused on the benefits delivered and the end results provided. Make sure to tell a story, showcase that personal impact that your activity has. Develop those into communications tools, and the GEO Resource Mobilization team is available to help you with this. As far as the process for engaging with the GEO Resource Mobilization team, the Technology Readiness Scale was adapted in order to assess readiness and stages for resource mobilization support. This will be applied to all activities requesting support in order so we can determine how to best engage with you and tailor our support for your activities. This will help us to develop message framing for you, work with you on budget development, and other tools. We will also be doing this work in coordination with the GEO work program coordinators. The technology readiness scale will be used to demonstrate the maturity of a research project and relative amount of additional development required to make this capability available from Earth observations and to scale up or advance to the next level. The TRL scale, which is based from 1 to 9, has 3 tiers. Tier 1 are those projects that have advanced applications with demonstrated societal benefits that can be shown to potential funders. Tier 2 are the mid-range of development efforts projects in the proof of concept stage that may need additional support. Tier 3 are efforts in the initial conceptual stage of development. Support here is needed to advance to the next level. Here, for resource mobilization, this is often where early development and messaging communication tools can be very important. Up to this point, with resource mobilization, we have been primarily focused on the higher level TRL projects where large-scale funding is needed to advance development. Moving forward with the 2020 strategy and next steps, we plan to continue engaging with work program activities who requested resource mobilization support on where the project is on the TRL scale and how we can best support them. We will be developing communication and outreach tools, assessing funding models and options for GEO. We will also continue to identify and target potential funders and link them with GEO applications. GEO Resource Mobilization Team is also planning in the near future to hold a GEO Resource Mobilization webinar focused on new developments and additional practical tips later in 2020. We thank you for your attention to this webinar. We hope that you find it useful, and we look forward to your questions. Thank you.